MyBackup is a WordPress multi-site plugin which allows you to back up your entire website, that is to say your WordPress files and your website MySQL database. The backup safe copies may be stored on a single location. However, you may choose to upload it on multiple parallel storage locations. On the current version of MyBackup, you may choose to upload your backup copies to about 9 different storage locations. On your local system disk and network. On a cloud server like Dropbox, a Google Drive server. On a FTP and SSL FTP server. Copied securely via SSH or via secure FTP. On a remote HTTP server, thanks to the WebDAV extension. Or sent to an email address as attachment. MyBackup can also help you to restore these backup copies at any time, both the MySQL database and or the website files. You can restore the entire backup archive, or, if you wish, only some desired components.
In the following minutes, I will demonstrate how to install the WordPress MyBackup plugin, how to configure it, and, finally, how to use it.
Installation.
Open your WordPress website, then go to the administrative page. Click the Plugins menu, then choose the Add New option. Search for the MyBackup plugin by typing the word MyBackup. The plugin should be called WP MyBackup. Once you found it, click the Install Now button and wait until the installation is completed. It may take a few seconds. Once installed, click the Activate button. This will activate the plugin so you may use it within the WordPress administrative section.
Configuration.
Now, in order to open the plugin settings page, there are 2 options. First, click the settings link below the plugin name in this page. Second, select the Tools menu, then click the MyBackup submenu.
Note that both methods will open the plugin settings page.
The settings page is organized in sections. On the top, you usually may find the Global Notification Message panel. On the middle, you will find the settings page for a certain section, like Dashboard, Backup Job, etc. And on the bottom, you'll find the global settings command buttons, like Save Settings, Reset Settings, etc.
Next, we will talk about the options that each settings section has, and how they could be tuned so they fit your needs. The dashboard.
Here, you can quickly start a new backup job on demand, or restore your website from the last successful backup copy. If you run to start a backup now, just click the Run Backup button.
Please note that the backup archive is created according to the settings that you might have done earlier in the other sections.
You might also want to check the log report of the last successful backup job by clicking the View Log button. If you want to restore your website from the last successful backup copy, just click the Restore Backup button. If you want to restore your website from a local copy of a backup file, just drag and drop it on the shown region, or select your backup archives by clicking the Select button. Once all the desired backup archives are uploaded, just click the Restore button shown under the uploaded file. The dashboard shows as well the status information for the last backup, the date about the next scheduled backup, if any, and, nonetheless, the backup and restore statistics. There are more other options that you might want to configure before starting using the dashboard panel. The Expert Settings panel provides 9 different tweaking options. They allows you customize how the backup and restore options should work. They applies only to the dashboard's backup and restore options.
For more information, please click the question mark symbol displayed next to each option. It provides a contextual help for the respective option.
The WordPress backup job. Here, you can set up how the backup archive is going to be created. You may specify how the name of the backup archive should be created, the backup temporary working directory, the archive type and compression to be used, the compression tool, etc. If you want to split a backup archive into multiple volumes, such that their individual size is less than a desired threshold, then enter the number of megabytes in the media spanning option. When the backup job is done, the backup report is automatically sent via email at the address you specified in the email notification option. The expert settings allow you to tweak how this module will work. There are more than 9 different expert options. For instance, if you want to automatically back up the WordPress themes and plugins just before a core upgrade is done, then set on the Backup on WordPress Update option. In order to allow the CPU to sleep, specify the number in milliseconds for CPU throttling option. This helps if your web server has some hardware limitations, or when your web hosting company imposes some resource limits.
For more information, please click the question mark symbol displayed next to each option. It provides a contextual help for the respective option. The WordPress components and files.
Here, you can set up what WordPress file components you want to include in your backup. The file components of WordPress are the admin dashboard files, the WordPress core files, the WordPress plugins and themes, or your website uploaded data, for instance the cache files, the images, videos, etc. You might have files that you don't want to include in your backup, like a file archive that resides on your WordPress upload directory. Likewise, you might not want to compress certain files, that is to store them uncompressed within the backup archive. For example, a MP3 file or a compressed JPEG image file. To help you exclude such files, the expert settings come to rescue. It allows you to exclude files by extension, or by their relative name, etc.
For more information, please click the question mark symbol displayed next to each option. It provides a contextual help for the respective option.
The WordPress MySQL database. Here, you can set up the WordPress database and the tables to include in your backup. The database backup will be actually a large SQL script file that, for each table within the database, will include a batch of statements for creating and populating the tables with their respective data. That SQL script can later be restored automatically, or, if you like, manually, using an external software, like PHP-MyAdmin. In order to make sure your MySQL database is always in shape, you might want to use the MySQL table maintenance options, available on the Expert Settings panel.
For more information, please click the question mark symbol displayed next to each option. It provides a contextual help for the respective option. The backup targets.
Here is where we set up where to copy the backup archives after they are created. They can be stored locally, on your system, or remotely, for instance on a FTP server or a cloud storage server. You may choose to copy the backup archive in one place only. If you like to keep multiple copies in different locations, then you are just one click away. To copy the backup archive on the local system, or in a network location accessible from your local system, then choose the local disk option. To copy the backup archive remotely, on a FTP server, then choose the FTP/FTPS option. FTPS is a FTP server that supports SSL protocols. To copy the backup archive remotely, over the SSH protocol, to a secure shell FTP server, or securely to a remote location, then choose the SFTP/SCP option. To copy the backup archive remotely, to the Dropbox or Google Cloud Storage server, then choose the Dropbox, or the Google option. To copy the backup archive remotely, over HTTP, to a WebDAV server, then choose the WebDAV option. Finally, if you want to send a copy of the backup archive to an email postbox, then choose the email option. However, this option is not recommended for large backup files.
If you want to learn how to configure each of the 9 backup targets, then please check out the targets configuration video available on our YouTube channel.
The WordPress CRON scheduler. If you want to create a backup copy of your website automatically, on a recurring basis, then you need the backup scheduler. Backup scheduler allows you to create a scheduled recurrent event that will automatically run the backup job for you, at a scheduled time. It allows several built-in schedules. For instance, you can schedule the backup job hourly, once or twice a day, weekly and monthly. Once the scheduled time has come, the backup is started automatically, in the background. However, you may use the logs options to monitor backup progress. You can even abort a scheduled backup that actually runs in background.
The Logs Manager.
MyBackup logs its activity permanently. The log purpose is to help you spotting quickly any configuration or unexpected errors. It logs the backup and restore jobs, the PHP errors and warnings, the HTTP requests and responses, the SQL and email requests, etc. The job logs are always activated. To activate the debug logs, go to the support section. Expand the Expert Settings panel. Check each login option that you do consider useful. You can view any log file in your preferred text viewer. With time passing, the log file gets large. It is always a good idea to rotate your logs. The older version gets compressed, thus saving the disk space.
Thank you for using our software and, nonetheless, for your patience during these last 15 minutes.
We really hope that the presentation gave you a good understanding of what MyBackup is, and how it helps in keeping your WordPress website safe.
Please contact us if you have further questions. Best wishes wherever you are.